Hey guys, so today I wanted to make another greatest finds of all time video. This is going to be part one of my greatest antique store finds of all time. I say it's part one because there will be a part two, maybe even a part three. I found a lot of great stuff over the years at antique stores. It's a great place to find new additions for whatever you may collect. If you're new to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber. I'm very passionate about military history and collecting and sharing different things that I pick up along the way. So please consider subscribing to my channel. And guys, like I always say, I got a variety of great things here on the table. I'm so excited you're here with me, and I can't wait to show you what I got. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here's what I have to share with you today. As you see, like I always say, a variety of different things here on the table. And again, there will be a part two and possibly a part three. And I'm going to go ahead and bring you in. So first thing I want to share with you is this helmet right here. This is a World War II helmet. It's a U.S. helmet, front seam. And this one is a fixed bell helmet. Turning it back over here, you see it's got MP in red letters, military police. Now, sometimes when you see a helmet like this, you're not sure if it was done during the war or after. Was it done by, soldiers, or was it done by maybe kids playing with their dad or family members, gear or equipment they used during the war, maybe brought home with them possibly. But again, MP's military police, it is a really nice helmet overall because, again, it is a front seam and fixed bell, which are pretty sought after nowadays especially. This one right here, the heat stamp is hard to see. And so another good thing that I do is I tag everything with a description of what the item is and what I paid for it. And this one is a Schluter helmet. The heat stamp is 192A. And so it would date somewhere around towards the end of 1943, somewhere around maybe September or October, because the way I know that is, again, it's still a fixed bell helmet. Schluter started production January of 1943, and Schluter and McCord both somewhere around October of 1943, around that time, started producing swivel bells. So this helmet here could be somewhere around maybe August, September, October at the latest of 1943. It's a really nice helmet. Again, they're somewhat sought after, the fixed bell Schluters. It did come with this helmet liner here, which it has medical tape on the front and on the back. Basically, it represents a lieutenant and, an officer striped there. It is a World War II helmet liner, and it's a Mine Safety Appliance Company. Overall, a good set to have. I'm thankful to have it in the collection. I got it at a local antique store that I've been going to for probably 10 or 12 years, and I got it for $52, which I'm very happy paying that. It's a good set for sure. Moving on here, I've got my only Japanese helmet in my military collection. It's been in other videos as well. Unfortunately, it's missing the star on the front, but it does have basically the chin strap here. Not much of the liners left. It does have Japanese writing here, and it's been translated in other videos before through the comments, and I appreciate those of y'all that have commented and let me know what this says. So overall, a decent example of a Japanese World War II helmet. It's called a Type 90. That's basically the type of helmet it is, or the model. And I got it for $80 at an antique store that's not too far away, but unfortunately out of business now. But I sure got some great stuff over the years there. Right here, I've got a World War I. This is a German M1916 Stahlhelm helmet. Basically steel helmet, Stahlhelm. And it was painted like a really dark black. It was unreal. The inside is still painted that dark black. But I did remove the paint on the outside because it was really terrible looking. But, it's kind of rough condition. It's not the greatest example. But overall, it's not horrendous or terrible, I would say. But I would like a better example one day. And hopefully I'll come across the right one at the right price for me soon, or in the near future. I got this for $60, which I think was good as well. Right here, I've got a World War II U.S. jerry can here. And you see it's got the different nozzle here, or the different spout, I should say, or opening here. This one is actually dated 1944. Does need to be cleaned up a little bit. It's kind of dusty and dirty and everything. And so I actually got that for $5 at an antique store. So pretty cool score there if you ask me. Right here, the same antique store that I got the German helmet, this would be a different time. I got this World War I era U.S. Jacket. Unfortunately, it's definitely in rough condition. It's been worn a lot, seen a lot of use and stuff. It does have like some rust spots from the buttons and different things. Most of the buttons are still there. It is missing one up here. You know, again, rough condition. I got it for $45, which even in this condition, I think was a pretty fair price. And so I was happy to pay for that, and I would definitely do it again. World War I stuff's definitely getting harder to find, and when you do, it's definitely pricey. Right here, I've got this Vietnam era. I'm not sure what you'd call this thing. Not souvenir or memento. I see I got it for $5 at an antique store. You know, when I see this, it just reminds me of the youth, you know, that go and serve during all the wars. You know, guys even as young as 15, 16 years old, which, you know, a lot of them would have lied about their age just because they were eager to join and serve their country. But a lot of young men went off to war. You know, they came back as men. They went as boys, came back as men. I've heard that said by a lot of veterans and stuff. And unfortunately, a lot of them didn't come back. Around 59,000 Vietnam veterans, you know, did not come back, unfortunately. But thank God for those, you know, that served, you know, those that didn't come back and those that did. I appreciate all of them. Right here, I've got a World War II era U.S. Enamel canteen. These weren't produced for several years like, you know, the aluminum ones. And this is a lot of the reason why, because the enamel would chip off. This one is dated 1942. And I got this for $10 at an antique store not too long ago, maybe a few years ago. Right here, I've got a World War II Japanese canteen. It's got just a little bit of the writing left still visible. A lot of it's rubbed off or worn off. It does not have the cork. It doesn't have the carrier. I got this for $25, which may have been a little bit too high for the condition it's in and missing so many parts. But I wanted to get it, and so I did, and I'm thankful anyways. Right here, I was actually on vacation with my family, and we stopped at a little small antique store, kind of hole-in-the-wall place, and I got this bazooka practice round. This thing's really heavy, and it even says the word practice on here, P-R-A-C, for practice, you know. Overall, it's in pretty cool condition, I would say. It's got a little bit of rust and different things and pitting, but again, it's just for practice. It's not a live round by any means. I got it for $30, which I think was a good price, and it definitely displays really well. Right here, I've got this World War I era U.S. bandolier, and it actually came with some clips of ammo, and the ammo is dated 1918. A lot of it's corroded, unfortunately, which sometimes you can clean the corrosion off, but me, you know, I like to collect war-dated ammo, whether it's World War I, World War II. I would definitely never shoot any of this. I've seen some guys that are brave and clean it and shoot it anyways. I would never do that. And again, to me, it's history, it's collectible, and everything, and so I would definitely not shoot this. But overall, I can't remember how many rounds are in here off the top of my head. I think it's around 30 rounds or 30-something rounds, but I'm so thankful to have this. You just don't see a lot of these, I guess, random, you know, nowadays. A lot of them are in collections or who knows where, maybe in museums or something. But I got it for $20, and I'm thankful for that price. Right here, I've got a copy of Mein Kampf, you know, the Hitler book written in the 20s, if I'm not mistaken. There's different editions, I guess, or translations. This one right here is actually dated 1943. 1943, so definitely World War II era. And it's something that's I've always thought is interesting is when I bought it, it came with this photo of this lady. I don't know if she's German. I don't know if she's a U.S. maybe soldier's wife or girlfriend. I have no idea. I've always hoped that some way I could identify who she was or at least where she was from. And you see there's nothing on the back at all. But I've always kept it with the book because I think it's, you know, pretty cool to keep items that came together. I got this for $32 at the same antique store as the World War One jacket and the World War One German helmet, but again at a different time. Right here, I've got a World War II Purple Heart, got at an antique store. And this one is actually named, and the man's name was Howard D. Dalton. And I was actually able to find some information on Find a Grave. He was from Arkansas, and he was born in 1908, and he passed away in 1997. He was, I believe, 89 years old. So obviously this isn't a killed in action Purple Heart. This would be a wounded in action. Unfortunately, I have not been able to locate the unit he was in or what type of wounds he received. On Find a Grave, he's actually in his uniform in the profile picture or the obituary picture on Find a Grave. I've reached out to people with no luck yet, but maybe one day I'll be able to find some more information about this man here. And the last thing I want to share with you guys is this right here. I got this at the same antique store that I got the Japanese helmet, again at a different time. And I really liked this statue a lot because it reminded me of my son. My son is now 15 years old, and he wasn't even born when I started, collecting military stuff. Because, I'm 38 now, and I was around 21 or so when I really started collecting this type of stuff. So around 17 years or so. Before that, I collected books and DVDs, but this always reminded me of my son, excuse me, because I would always dress him up as a soldier. I'd put a helmet on him, a uniform, let him play with canteens or just different stuff. We'd play Army Men and stuff like that. So again, this is something that always reminded me of him, and I guess even myself, because I did the same when I was a kid. I'd play Army Men and dress up. Unfortunately, the base is broken here. This is made out of concrete, and I tell you guys, this thing is super heavy. And I've always been real careful about standing it up. I normally have it leaned back in my room, my man cave, but it's made of concrete, and I bet you this thing probably weighs 40 or 50 pounds. I've always hoped to find a complete example, some other time, but no luck yet. And from what I've seen online, these are actually not World War II era. I would say they're probably from, I don't know if they're from the 60s or 70s, but it's most of the time used out in the yard, like in the garden or something like that, is where a lot of times people would display something like this. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching my video. I hope you're liking this series of greatest finds videos at different places and things. I have some more ideas in the works. I appreciate all your support. Thank you for all you do for me, and I'll be getting back to you soon. Thank you.